And also the part about adding the shadow
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, let me put
in
that
the
first.
styles.
Put that first. I think you learned, I showed you, right?
No, we did. You said in the next time we meet, you'll show how
Okay,
did you create these
okay.
additional set because what we had done was fonts, colors,
Mm-hmm.
the size of the radius, the edges, and all those.
Okay,
But
okay,
I think we also have some for shadows and all that. So those
okay.
also.
Let's do shadows then.
Okay.
So this I'm already using, but maybe I have not put it in, I have not talked to you in the class itself. This maybe I'm using it for my old project. So generally, see, for shadows, variables is not important. Variables are all about what you call numbers and basically numbers and color hexacode and all of that. If you see numbers, string is more of a text. Even if you create a string, you would be able to create the type. Let's say either it is going to be bold with what kind of either it is going to be line height and all of that. Boolean, Boolean I have showed you or not?
So sorry, which one?
Boolean.
Boolean? No.
Have we done responsiveness? No, right? No responsiveness here.
No.
Okay. When we do responsiveness, I'll show you the boolean. Okay, let me add that in the task. Responsive design.
What I have with me is corner radius, spacing and padding, icons and panel buttons.
Okay. Yeah, maybe when I build this team thing, this is going to be really helpful because now I have this, but you don't have the access. So how will you understand what task you are at?
You made the dark mode as well.
Yeah, I made the dark mode.
Uh,
How does it look?
looks looks great.
Yeah, I've done a lot of changes. If you see this add button, update button, also
Yeah.
search option is there. You can search any project, any task. I have done this overview part wherein you can see your progress. So see, it's like high rocketing right now. It shows 12 tasks is completed. So yeah, that's how it is going.
How many
Yeah, there is
how
lot to
many
be
hours
done.
did you take?
I'm like, if I like go about this app, it's like uh, I have to do a lot to make this really something. You also see, no, you go and log in and see if you see anything is missing according to you, and what you need for your daily work, you can tell me, and
I
then I
will
can
have I will
build it.
start using it on Monday when I
Yeah,
start working.
yeah. So you are on leave.
Yeah, I'm on leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are on leave. Yeah, start doing it. I see, Siddharth, with this
Yeah.
app, my productivity has increased 10x. 10x, that means I built this app in 1 month. Okay. Generally, it takes like 3 to 4 months to build application or more than that. And
Great.
I have completed more projects because of this task, more client work because of this application, because it calculate, it gives you that dopamine effect, whenever you complete. Whenever you see that okay, Siddharth ka task is 63% complete course, then you have like thoda hi bacha hai aur thoda kar lete hain, khatam ho jayega,
Understood.
like that. Okay, so
Great.
yeah, let's go ahead. कुछ चीजें हैं इसमें जो अभी ऐड करना, ठीक है, लेट्स गो टू योर this. Okay, so let me add that part also. Shadow styling, पहले रिकॉर्ड नहीं था, जो वट एवर आई वॉज टीचिंग एक्सेल में था, बट दैट वॉज मेसी. अभी आने के बाद थोड़ा सा मेसीनेस खत्म हो जाएगा। ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले शैडो स्टाइलिंग करते हैं, उसके बाद डैशबोर्ड में थोड़ा सा और आगे बढ़ेंगे।
Okay.
Let's go ahead and see.
Uh, is the recording on?
Yeah, recording is on.
Okay.
See? I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, no, no, it doesn't show me. It only shows me Figma.
Oh, okay.
I'm just a mighty.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Hmm. पहले मैं अपना डिलीट कर दूं, नहीं नया शैडो का स्टाइल क्रिएट कर देता हूँ। सो आई ग्रुप दिस, इसको पहले ग्रुप कर देता हूँ एंड आई पुट इट एज फ्रॉम अदर एंड देन आई क्रिएट अ न्यू शैडो इफेक्ट। सो बेस शैडो इफेक्ट्स पहले क्रिएट करते हैं, विच इज, और शैडो इफेक्ट क्रिएट करने के लिए भी ना यू नीड एन एलिमेंट टू सी द इफेक्ट ऑफ इट, कि कैसा दिखने वाला है। So we'll take any element and we'll see how it looks.
Can we create it for the button or we add it for the button separately for each case?
Yeah, each cases might be different. So what kind of shadows would you need? First you have to decide that, right? सबसे पहले तो हम लोग को bottom shadow. Let's do it like this here. Okay. Um, Let me type bottom shadows. Bottom shadows are used for something, you know, when you are creating a something like composer. Okay. एंड बटन में जनरली ग्लो होता है, सो ग्लो काइंड ऑफ अ शैडो, ग्लो जहाँ पे एक्स एंड वाई दोनों जीरो होता है बट ब्लर ज़्यादा होता है एंड उसका बॉर्डर भी ज़्यादा होता है, सो दैट इज लाइक फॉर बटन्स। ठीक है, एंड देन इसमें भी परसेंटेज होता है। यू नीड सम शैडोज, सो बटन का शैडो हो सकता है कि नो इट विल बी मोर प्लस साइड, बट बॉक्सेस के शैडोज रहेंगे, जैसे कार्ड्स हो गया। कार्ड्स में यू कैन हैव, जनरली आई लाइक ग्लो इन कार्ड्स बिकॉज यू नो कभी कभी क्या होता है कि इफ यू क्रिएट समथिंग कार्ड्स कार्ड्स समटाइम्स व्हेन यू क्रिएट समथिंग एंड ऊपर में शैडो नहीं है, ऊपर में शैडो है नीचे में शैडो नहीं है, तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम आता है। So that is why for also for cards, let's say, and containers. I'll show you for example this my app itself. इसमें you will see composer जो है इसका bottom shadow, okay, and if you see this the container that has
Uh-huh.
a glow shadow which is from all the side, थोड़ा कम है ऊपर में मगर it is from all the side. If you see this also has a bottom shadow, but this should generally should have glow shadow, which is from all the side. But it depends where it is placed. But so I don't mind it right now. But in general case, it should be glow shadow. And button should have glow shadow because buttons are small and but they represent, like, you know, they should be visible from all the side. नहीं मैंने buttons में shadow use नहीं किए, that's okay. I might not need it. कभी कभी ऐसा भी केस होता है कि you might not need it at all the places. डाल सकता हूँ बट लाइक यहाँ पर भी शेडो है, यहाँ पर भी शेडो है, दो जगह पर जो डबल हो जाएगा वहाँ, तो दैट ऑल्सो यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट कि आर यू गाइड ट्राइंग टू रिपीट. Should we follow this case wherein we don't apply shadows to the bottom, what you call, to buttons, but we apply shadows only to the elements which are more like, which needs highlighting. Let's say if it is like a search need inner shadow. Okay, small inner shadow. Search ko you cannot make like, outer shadow, because it's more of an inside content, and it has to be very small. Okay, so let's go like that. Okay, it's all about, I think, thinking the way we can think. Let's go to shadows. Okay, where is your button? We'll do it separately. So let's say it's a button. Same में नहीं करेंगे. And let's apply some variables. And let's fill in some colors. Be white. Let's give it some corner. Okay. ये बटन हो गया. This is card. This is container. And copy one more time. This might be text box. So let's make it white. Let's add some stroke. So this we will use glow. So let's make it white, because it's the container, and let's give it some, try some shadow. Glow देने के लिए ना, so position has to be 0 from x and y, top to bottom, and horizontal and vertical. And okay, spread is not allowed mostly. Let's see. Spread you don't need always, but spread is also comes from the number itself, from the variables, the sizing variable you have created. Spread you can take it from there. Spread is basically like those solid colors, and you can blur it. Okay, so let's create a drop shadow. So when you have 0, 0, it x and y 0, it creates a glow effect because you have equally distributed, all the side. So let's go ahead and create that, and let's name it. So my thumb rule is whenever I create a shadow, is that this also we can take from variable, size variable, that if we want a bigger what you call blur or smaller blur. So let's create for that as well. We can create variable type of blur. Shadow ब्लर में भी यूज कर सकते हैं और उसको स्प्रेड में भी यूज कर सकते हैं. ब्लर, अच्छा तो शैडो में जरूरी नहीं है कि ब्लर बोले या उसको स्प्रेड बोले, सिर्फ शैडो एस एम. तो एस एम में सेम यूज कर सकते हैं, 7, 21, 35. इतना तक तो जाएगा नहीं, शैडो इतना बड़ा कोई बनाता नहीं है. हाँ, मगर स्प्रेड इतना बड़ा बना सकता है. ठीक है, तो लेट्स यूज दैट. ओके, मैंने बंद क्यों कर दिया? आज कहीं जाना नहीं है ना?
नहीं sir.
कि मुझे जल्दी खत्म करना है. कोई बात नहीं. तो लेट्स अप्लाई दैट नाउ. तो हमने शैडोज के लिए बनाए हैं, तो एस एम अप्लाई कर लेते हैं. एस एम में कम ब्लर हो रहा है, तो एस एम टू अप्लाई कर लेते हैं. अच्छा, वो भी मैंने सही से किया नहीं है. नहीं, ये भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, सो लेट्स गो लिटिल लोअर. वेयर इज इट? 21 is too much. This is good. This is good for what? Containers. Container, because you don't want to show too much. Okay. And spread also you can reduce. You can go maybe 21. Okay. This looks precise. मतलब इससे ज़्यादा दिखेगा नहीं. Let's see how it looks. Yes. और भी कम कर सकते हैं. Maybe we can go little lower in this. Ah, this is very precise. Okay. Now you can save that shadow. जिसमें दो पार्ट हो गया. मैंने क्या क्या किया, क्रिएट किया, वेरिएबल्स क्रिएट किया शैडोज के लिए, मगर वो शैडो का स्टाइलिंग नहीं है. वो क्या है, नंबर का प्रेसिजन है कि मुझे उसमें ब्लर कितना डालना है और उसमें उसके स्प्रेड कितना डालना है. उसके आउटर साइड का जो स्ट्रोक और स्प्रेड में डिफरेंस क्या होता है कि स्प्रेड को तुम ब्लर कर सकते हो, स्प्रेड में ब्लर का इफेक्ट आता है, बट स्ट्रोक जनरल सॉलिड स्ट्रोक होता है. Okay. So let's create that, and this you can call container. Okay. Let's save this into a folder, base shadow. ठीक है. अभी बटन्स के लिए तो एक्चुअली मैं एक बार क्रिएट कर लेता तो आदत हो जाता है यहाँ से लेने का. So that's why I might have forgotten. Okay. बटन्स के लिए भी हम लोग ग्लो ही क्रिएट करने वाले हैं एंड वी विल यूज मोर एंड स्प्रेड हम लोग जीरो करने वाले हैं बिकॉज यहाँ पर स्प्रेड का जरूरत नहीं पड़ता. इसमें अगर ग्रेडियंट भी डाल देते तो देखते कैसा दिखता है. लेट्स पुट सम ग्रेडियंट. कलर को मैंने रोक दिया, ग्रेडियंट डाल दिया. ओके एंड या doesn't look that bad. शैडो ज़्यादा विजिबल नहीं है तो उसको थोड़ा सा विजिबल कर दो. यू हैव टू इंक्रीज द कलर जस्ट टू 35. यहाँ पर भी अगर वेरिएबल का ऑप्शन देता तो मैं यहाँ भी अप्लाई करता वेरिएबल which is less. Let's see, we can increase more. 50, 100 में ज़्यादा हो गया. लेट्स गो 40 एंड लेट्स नहीं डिक्रीज नहीं करेंगे इसको. 21 ही रखते बटन्स को which is still visible. Okay. So let's call it let's go for this. So text box. इसमें हम लोग इनर शैडो क्रिएट करेंगे. इनर एंड आउटर दोनों क्रिएट करते हैं इसमें. लेट्स सी इनर शैडो एंड इनर शैडो में ना तुम ग्लो जैसा क्रिएट करोगे तो इट वोंट बी आइडेंटिफाइबल. वो एक प्रॉब्लम है. तो यू हैव टू create it maybe it also depends where your content is placed. If your content is placed on the top side, you create it on the top side. If your content is placed on the that's too deep. So the base idea is to create on the bottom side. Okay. Small ही जाना पड़ेगा. 2 and -2. तो y में जब भी तुम माइनस करोगे ना तो बॉटम के साइड में जाएगा वो. अगर प्लस करोगे तो टॉप के साइड में जाएगा. तो -2. और अगर इधर तुम माइनस करोगे तो राइट साइड में जाएगा. प्लस करोगे तो लेफ्ट साइड में. I think that's a basic math, and Siddharth is already smart on those things. I don't need to teach you, right?
Well, of course.
Basic math. Ah, nice. I like this. I have never used it, but let's do one thing. I don't like, X ka shadow. So I generally try to have very less, or maybe, no, none at all. So let's go for X, maybe 1. This looks better. So let's create that. Let's call it. नाम नहीं दिए क्या बटन. अंदर लेके आ जाओ. मगर सिद्धार्थ कभी भी टेक्स्ट बॉक्स के लिए ज़्यादा लोग शैडो क्रिएट करते नहीं है. दैट्स टू डीप. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, so let's go and name it text box. Bring the text box inside our base shadow. Drag it. Okay, now card. So card में किस तरह का shadow होता है? Generally, what you have seen in cards? Any idea?
Outside, just towards the bottom sometimes.
Just toward the bottom.
Yeah, sometimes bottom and the right. I mean, depending on how you're going left to right or something.
Okay. Generally, yeah, you are right. So generally, left bottom, x axis is in positive and y axis is in minus. So that creates bottom. A lot of people also create glow shadow, but they increase the spread. So spread increase करने से क्या होता है ना कि वो ग्लो भी लगता है और दूसरा ये भी लगता है कि बॉटम साइड का शेडो है. So let's do that. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll create a shadow which is bottom side and which also has a spread, so it doesn't look like uh, completely bottom. Okay. So let's create that. Let's add some spread and let's have this in positive 7 and this in negative. नेगेटिव करो तो ऊपर से ज़रा. अच्छा इनर का अलग होता है. And this in positive. This in negative 7. So if you see, it's too much right now, but if you see, it is gone towards little bit more up. It is happening because of two things: blur and the spread I have used. Spread is making it enlarge it. If I completely remove the spread, uh, only supported for frames and components. I cannot remove it. Okay, if I change the spread, let's say to lower, it will come down. And if I increase the spread, it will go up. So let's keep it minimal. And it's 17. 17 we don't need, 7 we need. So right now the shadow you have is uh, bottom left with spread which is less. So that's more like a card. मैक के स्क्रीन में देखोगे तुम्हें ज़्यादा पता चलेगा. ये विंडोज़ के स्क्रीन में शेडोज़ का इफेक्ट कम दिखता है. एंड दीज आर ऑल मिनिमल शेडोज जो विंडोज़ में यूज़ होते हैं. विंडोज़ और मैक में बहुत कम यूज़ होते हैं. विंडोज़ में जो यूज़ होते हैं. यू सी दीज शेडोज हैव लाइक अ वेरी मिनिमल इफेक्ट. अभी बहुत सारे लोगों को डिज़ाइन करते हुए देखोगे ना, दे विल क्रिएट शेडोज लाइक बड़ा सा शेडोज डाल देंगे. एंड या so let's call it card. Let's bring it here. So these are all your 4 different kind of shadows, and sometimes you can use the brand shadows. So generally you would what is the different in that is that mostly in buttons you would do that. So duplicate your button and you can just call it button brand, and you don't have to do a lot. होवर में यूज होता है ये सब. Basically you just have to change the color part of it. So let's say I'm using a brand color, this one. So I'll just use a, यहाँ पर I can say I like to use brand when it hovers. Hover effect. Okay. So this is all shadows. Any question?
No, not yet.
This is very basic, I think, but not exactly basic. Some people don't exactly do it the way I do it. I organize it, but a lot of people do it randomly, and so in terms of consistency, it won't look good if you do it randomly. So I don't do it randomly, and a lot of institutes might not teach you shadows because it doesn't matter. They think it's not the part of the base learning. You don't need to learn it. You might just know it. But this is important. You are right. So yeah, I'll once I complete this, I'll add that part of the course as well in the variable section. Okay. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see what is pending. So let's apply your shadows, what we have created. Here we will apply card. I like it. Oh, this also I like it. Let's try. This is not a card, so we can try. So we did not create composer shadow. So let's try card. We might have to create one more shadow, which is this is a text box, but some places you might have to write box. जैसे email लिखना हो गया, composer हो गया, तो वहाँ पर you won't need inner shadow, but you would need outer shadow, which is on the bottom side and which has more blur. And it doesn't have X, it only has bottom shadow. Spread you can keep also 0 because you don't want it to be looking from outside. So let's do that. And let's call it composer. That also composer. We can use also composer. Here I'm going to use composer. Although it is not composer, but we don't need to name everything. Okay. Okay, now it looks nice. So you have this, and let's see what we were supposed to build. How come this is only one page I have built? There were more pages. Something is missing. Okay, I built one page and then I told you to build more pages. So we were at Instagram. Okay. So in this case, let's say I'm creating a sales funnel. I don't know if you are going to, in your case, if you're going to use connect part, because whenever we have this, when you try to connect something to social media, a pop-up comes in. So you might have a pop-up. So let's say right now I have Instagram here, but it is not connected to my actual Instagram. so it might not show the ID or or whatever. So let's go ahead and create connector. So whenever it is connected, it should be highlighted like this, and it should also show your user ID. So here we have not built that. Let's say I want to show Ranjan Pathak. Smaller. So how generally जब भी ये कनेक्टर होता है ना वो प्लगइन के थ्रू होता है तो प्लगइन में बेसिकली कैस कौन सा एक ऐप का एग्जांपल देना पड़ेगा आई हैव एन आई माइट नॉट माई चैट्स मेनी चैट्स यूज करना पता नहीं इफ यू हैव if you want to do something into content marketing, this is really good for content people who are into content marketing. Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to build something like this, but this is too much to build. Where is it? How do I log in? Have you heard of it? इनका वैल्यूएशन कुछ 49 million dollar का है अभी, or maybe more than that. And they were a very small app. Many chat account. Hmm? 160. क्या बात कर रहे हो? Oh, and they're worth too much right now, and they're actually widely used. ओके हाँ मेरा आर्ट का इंडिया का किया हुआ है हाँ तो ये इसने थोड़ा अलग रखा है जैसे यहाँ पर ऐड एन अकाउंट बट आई एम क्रिएटिंग अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशन सो व्हेन यू क्लिक हियर एंड बेसिकली इस तरह का पॉपअप इट क्रिएट्स which you which is not your design, okay, which is mostly the design of Instagram. Yeah, it's an API design basically. Same account. ठीक है. So that's what I wanted to, because you need to understand the complete UX if you want to use it, like how will it work and how will it look. So if you connect that way, I think you are not going to build the exactly same application, but understanding is always nice. I can also use, instead of this, I can use profile picture. Even that would be better. मेरा फिग्मा सब्सक्रिप्शन जाने वाला है, आज ही तो नहीं चला गया। तो इफ यू ट्राइंग टू स्टार्ट एज, मैंने बियॉन्ड यूएक्स का वेबसाइट लॉन्च कर दिया, ठीक है, मैंने बंद कर दिया था, जेनरिक लॉन्च कर दिया है, तो तुम बस whenever you are applying, put beyondux.life as the URL, so even if they want to check, they will check। उसको मैं थोड़ा सा रीडिजाइन कर दूंगा बाद में। So instead of doing that, let's have a circle। Sorry? Yeah, because see, they were also not letting me do that, and maybe I'm not taking any new student, but when I take new student, this is going to be have a problem, so I said let's do it। हाँ, मैंने सुना है, but I have not checked it out। What do they do? Okay, so they don't do basically anything। क्या बात कर रहे हो? Let me check it out। Beyond the, अच्छा ये वाला beyondux.com। This guy। Okay। .live। ये मिला नहीं था, ये लोगों ने लेके रखा। कोई बात नहीं, मेरा मेरा मेन ब्रांड वो नहीं है, मेरा मेन ब्रांड कुछ और है। मेरा मेन ब्रांड बियॉन्ड यूएक्स तो एक ब्रांड है, बट लाइक आई हैव माय मेन टारगेट इज दिस एप्लीकेशंस आई एम बिल्डिंग, like hey diddle do and all the other applications I'm building। Already I have like plan of building uh, maybe let me show you 30 applications, जिसमें से एक ऑलरेडी हो गया, and then I'll keep going, maybe one or two you can design। Okay, so let's, where I was it? Yeah। रंजन पाठक सर्च करूँ क्या है, क्या कोई रंजन पाठक इसमें? एक सेकंड, मेरा ही फोटो रहेगा? नहीं है, कोई रंजन पाठक नहीं है। पेज सर्च करो। पेज, we'll use this। Yeah, this, yeah, oh, oh, it's already time, so let me give you this। beyondux.live, I gave you the link। Yeah, complete the shadows, and yeah, complete the shadows। I think shadows ये भी इसमें main part है, and then I'll create more tasks in terms of capstone project में और क्या क्या करना है। Next week I'll be ready in terms of capstone project में। एक घंटे का, 1 से 1.5 घंटे का next week में you take out time, so we cover most of the project pages। I'll create the story for myself, so we'll be ready। Okay, all right, I'll send you the video uh, in the evening। Okay,